La la la, what's up, everybody? This is Nicholas, and we're gonna be calling some agents. We're doing the March Madness race to getting sub-2 on-market deals this month. Um, so yeah, make sure you're staying tuned. Uh, do all the things like, comment, subscribe, hit the bell, and yeah, here we go. Uh, just a recap for those who didn't see the first episode. What is subject to? What is buying a property subject to? The existing mortgage. Essentially, we're keeping the mortgage in place and we're taking over mortgage rates that are less than 5% before the Fed started increasing rates over this past year. Rates were historically low, like in the threes or even some in the twos. And as investors, we're looking for cash flow. So if we come in and purchase a property, at full asking price, and we're paying where rates are right now, which I believe is like 7%, um, it doesn't make sense as a deal to uh, you can't make money in cash flow every month, which is the difference in what you could rent the property for and what you're paying every month in mortgage payment, principal, interest, taxes, and insurance. And then you need some wiggle room there for vacancy and repairs, of course. So yeah, what I'm doing, like with this challenge, is I'm trying to call on market properties that have little to no equity. They've bought in the last 1 to 2 years with an FHA or VA loan. So both of those mortgage instruments require like little to no money down. VA is no money down, and FHA is like 5% down. So in certain markets where there has already been a bit of a price correction from peak prices, these people who are trying to sell, who just bought their home in the last like 1 to 2 years, some of them are underwater and they're selling for whatever reason. And just to sell the property, they're going to have to cut a check after closing costs and paying their real estate, both the buyer and seller's agent commission, and like seller concessions and all the stuff that goes into selling a house. Typically, that averages out across the nation of like 10% of the purchase price. So it costs 10% of the purchase price just to sell the house. And some of these people don't have 10% in equity to sell the house. So I'm coming in, I'm trying to solve that problem and offering to cover all the closing costs, offering to cover the listing agent's commission. I'm technically coming in unrepresented, so that will save on the buyer side. And yeah, so coming in, offering them a down payment in exchange for allowing us to leverage their existing debt of their mortgage that's probably in like the 3 to 5% range APR on that mortgage. So we could take that over, turn it into an investment, into some type of form of a rental, and make cash flow every month. So that's what I'm doing here. Just a quick recap. And yeah, we're going to be calling agents live. So who's excited? No one's in here. It's just me, but this will be recorded and you all will be able to watch the replay. Cool. So I'm actually working on one deal right now that I called on the first episode. I'm looking to connect with Mr. Kevin Cho, who I'm going to be partnering with on some of these. And yeah, the cool thing is like I don't actually even have to be the end buyer who's buying these. Obviously, the end goal this year is to own property, and that's what I intend to do. But on some of these first ones, I'm really just assigning the contract to other um, more experienced investors who are actual operators and willing to take the deal down themselves, pay all the costs to get into the deal, and pay me a fee to um, for bringing the opportunity to the table. Yes. So I do kind of want to call Kevin Cho because him and I were supposed to talk today or on Saturday and then today, but you know how that goes. So I'm gonna call him, see what he's doing, and if not, then we'll just jump into it. Yo, Kevin,
Yes.
what's good, my man?
Who is this?
This is Nicholas. We're chatting this morning. Yeah, are you busy right now?
Yes.
You are? Okay. No worries. Call me back.
What is it about?
We were talking about that deal in Cape Coral.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'll be busy for probably another 20 minutes.
Oh,
I'm just going through all the skip tracing right now.
okay. Cool,
Yeah,
cool.
bye.
Bye. He hasn't saved my number. I just connected with Kevin Cho like for the first time on Friday. But yeah, he put me onto this list and I called for the first time last week and just calling for like 30 minutes. I got like 3 leads. Um, two of them decided that they're not interested, which is fine. He gave me a metric saying that it will take about 50 calls to get a deal. You think we could make 50 calls here this month? I think so. Cool, cool. All right. So let's get started. I am going to be calling uh, in Southwest Florida. That was my original market after I graduated from Florida Gulf Coast University and then moved back to Chicago suburbs where I grew up at the end of summer. But I'm still doing deals in Southwest Florida, so I have a pretty good network there. Obviously, still looking to grow my network always. Um, yeah. Mm-mm. Dope. Mm, okay. $43. So like this wasn't even bought like a year ago.
Good afternoon. How can I help you?
Hi, Carol. This
Yes,
Yeah, this is Nicholas. I was calling about a listing I see you have over on Southwest Ninth Avenue.
yes, right.
Yeah, did I catch you at a bad time by chance?
Oh, no,
No.
no, definitely not.
Cool. Yeah, my name is Nicholas. I am an investor. I was just looking on Zillow, looking for our next property. So just came across this one and figured I'd give you a call.
Okay. Yeah, that's actually on the market now. They're painting that the living area right now, so it can't be shown probably until later in the week. They should be finished by Friday.
Okay.
So if you wanted to see that, now are you looking for yourself or are you a realtor?
No, I'm an end buyer. My partners and I are primarily buy and hold. So we're looking for properties that we could rent out.
Oh, okay. Yeah, this one would work. So are you working with the realtor, Nicholas?
No, coming in unrepresented.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I needed to ask you that because if you're working with a realtor, then you would need to have that realtor show the property to you.
Yeah.
But it should be finished painting by, I would say, Friday, so I could show it to you Friday or Saturday, whatever.
Cool. Okay. Yeah, so we're not going out to every properties that we're like talking to. But if we are able to, kind of close on coming to terms with an agreement, then we will definitely, schedule an inspection and whatnot. I mean, this is a pretty new home,
It is.
2017.
It was
So
built in 17, so it's a nice home.
yeah. Just seeing in the price history, it looks like they haven't even owned this for, well, it's like coming up on a year this month.
Well, yeah, what happened with that, Nicholas, is they rented that for a couple of years. And then the people who owned it decided that they wanted to sell it, so they just bought it from the people they were renting it from. So they bought it for, a real song because at that time, number one, prices were lower. Number two, these people really didn't. It was one of these things where it was just they bought it directly from them. So there was no CMA done. Nobody ever told them the value of the property. That is the sellers didn't probably know the value of the property, so they sold it for less than it was really worth.
Oh, so the landlord sold it to the tenants.
Yes,
They got
that's
qu- they
exactly
got
right.
qualified.
I'm sorry.
They got qualified like to purchase the property with like an
Yeah,
FHA.
Right. They
Oh,
took a loan and they bought the property directly from their landlord.
okay. Well, that's
So I
nice.
know the whole family. It's a good family. I've sold to their actually her brother. I sold a house to. I mean her sister. I sold a house to her sister, and then I also sold a house to her parents. So
Oh, that's neat.
and now they've decided they want to sell this house. So
Uh-huh. Okay. What is next for them after they sell?
I'm sorry.
Yeah,
What is it?
I just asked what's next for the seller after it's all said and done.
After it's all said and done, well, it's interesting because they probably will not be doing anything together. They're getting a divorce. So
Oh,
yeah. So they
wow.
won't be actually doing anything as a husband and wife anymore. But
Wow. Yeah, that's always a little bit rough.
yeah, it's sad. I mean, she's a really good person. She's a nurse and worked for the hospital in the COVID unit for when COVID was outrageous. And then
Yeah.
now she's working in the trauma unit. So
Uh-huh.
she works shift work. She works 7 to 7
Okay.
and pretty much sleeps during the day. And he hasn't been doing a lot of work. And he worked for a union in New York and hasn't really been doing much other than a couple restaurants. And I
Hmm.
think now he's working part time. But
Okay.
she is a responsible one of the family.
She's the responsible one.
Yeah, she is a responsible one.
Okay.
And I don't know much about him, but I know her and her parents and her siblings, and they're all hard workers and honest people. But
Yeah.
I really can't say too much about him.
Mm-hmm.
And what I could say, you wouldn't want to hear.
Probably not. Mom always says if you don't got anything good to say, you probably shouldn't say it at all.
Right? Yeah. Well, that sure applies with this one.
Yeah. Cool. Well, thanks for kind of giving me a little glimpse into the situation. Uh, so now that I know that, kind of, it seems like they need what they're asking for, to part ways and just move forward. Um,
Yeah, they have a little bit of a buffer, but they can't take something that would be, like an investor's offer that
special,
would be real low.
right?
They would be able to handle that, but there is some flexibility with the pricing.
Yeah. So as like cash deals go, I'm sure you're familiar. Don't pay full retail, especially in the current economic environment. I say with where rates are going, and it just makes everything more difficult with how expensive money is. Uh,
Yeah, we've lowered this price, already,
mm-hmm,
and right now we're getting a lot of people asking to see them. Unfortunately, they started painting the living area this
mm-hmm.
weekend because we were getting feedback that it was too dark, so they just decided they were going to paint it. So
That's
right
good.
now I've had a couple. I've actually had 3 showings that I had to turn down because we couldn't do it while they're painting.
Mm-hmm. Are they painting it white or?
They're putting a light color. I really haven't seen it yet. I don't go over there too much because from what I've heard about the husband, I don't, think
Mm,
it would help our case if I
mm,
went over.
okay.
So,
Yeah.
unfortunately, but I mean, I've been there, but I just don't know what they're doing right now with the painting, except that they were getting feedback that it was too dark, and they thought it was too in the living area. So
Yeah.
they just decided to make it more interesting for buyers.
Yeah. I could definitely see that being a good touch to add.
Right.
And
Yeah. People want things light and bright. And it's a
exactly.
nice house. It was well built, and they've taken good care of it. But they just can't stay there anymore because they're splitting up, and
Mm-hmm.
they're not. I mean, right now they're living there at the same time, which is not a real good thing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Awkward. Like,
Yeah, very awkward. It's like
right.
War of the Roses.
Yeah.
I don't know if you saw that movie, but it's just not a good situation for her.
Right. I feel for that. Are there any offers on the table
At
at
this point, there aren't because we just brought price down, but
Hmm.
we would. I think we may have an offer or two, except that we can't show it right now
Okay,
until they're finished painting.
gotcha.
And he just put new floors in the bedrooms too. So
Yeah,
I
no
mean,
carpet at all. That we like that for
yeah,
sure.
there's no carpeting anymore.
Hmm. Okay, Carol. So based on my understanding of the situation, I could kind of give you a situation that we've done in the past. Similar situation. Uh, we're in multiple markets in multiple states, and this one was actually in Arizona, um, where the couple bought within the last year, and the husband was a veteran, so it was with the VA loan, and they put no money down, and then 3 months later, they ended up getting into a divorce. So they wanted to sell the house, part ways, and listed it with a realtor, but Arizona market like corrected like quite a bit actually, like in the Phoenix area
Mm-hmm.
over the last several months, and the offers that were coming in was way lower than what they're asking, and basically lower than what they owed because they put little money down, and it was looking like they were gonna have to cut a check just to get rid of the house. They were looking at 17 grand just to sell the house. It was crazy. So we came in and we offered to, you know, give them some money in their pocket so they weren't, underwater to leave. And then we also offered to compensate the realtor. And we just came in and took over the existing mortgage payments because the payment was lower than where it is right now. And so it was beneficial to us and it was beneficial to them for not having to cut a check. So that's a little bit different than their situation because they do have like it looks like they bought at a good price here. So they do have a decent amount of equity. But
Right.
there is another way that we might be able to offer the full asking price if we were able to work out some type of financing on their equity portion where we would give them some money down towards it and set up a payment over time, an equal monthly payment that goes split down the middle to both of them. They would never have to talk about it. We just have to come to an agreement on what they'd like down and then structure an equal monthly payment that would get split by a servicing company to both their bank accounts.
Yeah, I don't know. I can talk to them about that. I don't know if that would work for them since they don't want any ties to each other.
Mhm.
Once they are able to, get away from each other. I mean, I could tell you what this guy did, what I can't tell you, but it's
Mhm.
awful.
Jeez.
And he's just despicable. So I can understand. I mean, whether we're talking about a husband and wife or, if you switched roles and, made her the one that was doing the things that he did, it would still be just as deplorable.
Yeah.
So it's not an incident where I'm saying, well, I'm siding with the lady in this situation because I'm not. I'm siding with the one that's ethical and honest and not causing harm to the other one.
Right. Yeah.
He's just, they just need to be away from each other and have no ties whatsoever.
Right.
So,
Do you
and
know?
a daughter in the situation, a young daughter.
That's rough.
He really, he wants custody, but he doesn't want anything to do with her. Doesn't even acknowledge her for Christmas or birthdays, or he just wants control.
Yeah, that sounds like a really tough situation, Carol.
Yeah, it is, and they have at the end of this month. I think there's actually going to court, so maybe there will be some things done with this, but he's just been a miserable person, even for me to deal with.
Yeah. So is there not a divorce decree yet?
Not yet. No, they're working on that. The typical waiting game. They started on it back in September.
Yeah.
They're still working on trying to. She is at least trying to get this taken care of. Well, he's getting the free ride because he stays there and isn't paying anything for lodging food or anything.
Yeah. Yeah,
She
that's
was even
tough.
paying for his phone, so she cut all that off. So
Yeah, he
he
doesn't.
needs freebies that she doesn't have to give him.
Yeah, jeez, that's really reverse roles. Like to hear a guy, um,
Yeah.
doing that to the family. But I don't know. This is just what I just try to describe is just another option for them to maximize the dollar value that they could get for the home.
Hmm.
Um, Obviously, it's a little bit tough with the situation that it is, but if we were able to work something out where we're able to come in and take over the existing mortgage, the responsibility of making those payments, and then structure an equity payment to them, that would be like service through a servicing company where they wouldn't have any ties. They wouldn't have to talk to each other. It'd all be automatic.
Yeah, I
Um,
think for him it would have to be enough for him to live off of.
mhm.
As far as it would, the monthly payment would have to be enough for him, I guess, to have food and lodging because he doesn't have any. I think he's hoping for, walking away from this with $40,000 in his pocket, and for however long that lasts, I guess he'll live off of it.
Yeah,
That's
right.
that's my assessment of what that he's planning to do.
Yeah, depending on how much equity they have, um, we would we would structure something down towards that equity. I tell you this, it wouldn't be where you're priced at right now, 360 pretty much.
Hmm.
Um, After like all the costs and whatnot, they're probably trying to net, somewhere in like the 320, 330 range.
Yeah, what they're trying to do, they're trying to get. They're going to have to pay closing costs. So with 360, probably 29,000 closing costs, which gives them
Yeah.
about 330. And then you take the mortgage off of that, you have about probably 80 some thousand, maybe 85,000, 88 left
Mm-hmm.
for them. So,
Gotcha.
it's
Yeah,
not
so
much.
right. When with another deal we did, this one was actually in North Carolina. The seller had refinanced uh back in 21, and she didn't need the property anymore. She moved on for to be closer to her daughter and had a place to stay there. So it wasn't a big deal, but she actually had 180 underlying balance on the mortgage, which we took over, and she had $200,000 in equity. And on that one, we we worked out an agreement where we gave her $20,000 at close of escrow, and then structured an equal monthly payment to her over time.
It would be a good deal for her. For them, since they owe about 243, I don't know whether we could, get this to be something that would actually work out in their case.
Hmm. Yeah, it could just be an option to explore. Maybe someone, a conventional buyer comes along. This could really just be a plan B. This would be a full price offer if we could work out the other terms.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Well, and I can definitely keep it in mind. We can maybe give it a couple weeks with,
Hmm.
getting showings underway, and then if we don't get anything,
Yeah.
then we could explore doing this.
Yeah. That sounds good, Carol. With their court date coming up, that should provide some more clarity of the situation as well as to how this is
Yeah.
all going to be working out.
Yes, that gets him out of the way.
Yeah.
Might be that'll clear her so that he won't be part of the decision making.
Yeah. Right.
Because that part is hard. At first he wouldn't even sign a listing agreement,
Wow.
and he wanted his lawyer to represent him. He wanted his lawyer to be the realtor, and I looked him up. His lawyer is basically a lawyer who's only sold one house. I think that amounted to a lot, the vacant land at maybe 43,000. That's all he had sold. But what he wanted was he actually wound up blocking me, and that was another problem because I couldn't get him to answer calls or get him to sign anything. I couldn't get him to sign the listing agreement.
Wow. So difficult.
Oh yeah, he's horrible. And then he said, "Well, I'm not paying any." He said, "When we sell it," he said that his wife would pay all the fees, the tuition, commission and so forth and the fees. He wasn't paying any fees. He just wanted the money out of it. So, I mean, that's the kind of character we're dealing with. So I
Jeez.
think the judge
Yeah,
is
it's
going
gonna
to
be
see for
tough.
him and take him out.
That sounds good.
So maybe a little bit easier after the end of the month.
Right,
You know,
after he
I think it's
sees, yeah, the judge sees what this guy's been doing.
Well, you know, the guy that was representing him as his lawyer actually fired him. He said that he fired the realtor or the lawyer, but he
Oh,
didn't. The lawyer
lawyer
got rid
fired
of
him.
him, and
Yeah, that says a lot.
yeah, I mean, you know, when does that ever happen?
Right.
You know,
Yeah.
he's without any representation now too. I don't think he can get anybody to represent him
Jeez.
because he borrowed the money from a friend to even retain the lawyer.
Wow. That's a wild situation, Carol. But I feel for you, and I will stay in touch to see this through. How about I follow up with you? Would you say like next 1 week or 2 weeks, and then we could explore?
Yeah, I'd say give it till the court date, which I think is the very end of the month.
Okay.
And then I think we'd be in a good position to see, if there's anything that we can do after that, because everything will probably change after that.
Right. Cool. I will make a note here. And you don't by chance have any other properties that like might fit this criteria, do you?
Well, I sold one last week, and I sold one. Well, actually, we closed on one today.
Oh, congratulations.
If you take out the fact that this couple is a loving couple and there's no problem with their relationship, a lot of other aspects are the same.
Yeah.
They just bought the house a year ago, March of last year, and they put a good down payment on it because they sold a house in Arkansas for $600,000, and I helped them with that long distance. So didn't have any, didn't make anything off of it, but I just helped them because they were friend of friend.
Mm-hmm.
So then they bought this house down here in Cape Coral. Then after that, her older brother came down with COVID and had a heart attack and was in an induced coma. And after living in that house for a few months, in September, they decided that it wasn't working because she was in Kentucky with the brother and he was here working as a building supervisor, and just was not working. So they wound up selling it. I just closed on that today. But,
good stuff.
And that's the nice house in Cape Coral, was brand new.
Yeah.
They bought it brand new in March. But then I had another one that I closed last week. But right now,
Nice.
after this, I just have, this property, and then one that's a rental that I sold the guy for $950. Now he rents it for $13,900 a month.
Whew.
He's from Germany.
Nice.
Germany. So,
that sounds like a good one. I would love, any like problematic listings you come across, I'd love to be a resource for you, even just to consult with and see if we could,
okay, sounds good.
yeah, come up with any creative solutions to, be there for you.
Sometimes I just get people that are, having problems, and maybe you'd have a solution.
That's.
I would list it because I basically, I enjoy making the money, but I don't have to make the money. And I just enjoy helping people.
Yes, that's what we're in business for, solving problems and adding value to people's lives.
Exactly. And I have a lot of friends in Naples who, I see that's where your number came from, who have had problems, and I've sold their properties, and they haven't been easy. And I imagine there have been times when I would have just said, take it over.
Yeah. Right.
But, yeah.
Cool. Okay, Carol. Well, I do have another call here coming, so I will let you go for now, and I'll text you my contact info so you could, save my number, and I'll be reaching out in a few weeks.
Sounds good. Perfect timing because the 5 comes on in a few minutes.
What comes on?
The 5.
The 5. I hear you. Yeah, my parents probably be watching that with you.
Yeah, I do like watching that. So.
Yeah.
The 5 in Duckville.
Yeah, good stuff, Carol.
Yeah.
All right, you take care. We'll be in touch.
Sounds good, Nicholas. You enjoy the rest of your day.
Thank you. Yep, you too. Bye-bye.
Bye.
What a sweet lady. She's very yellow. All right. I have a meeting with Kevin Cho, so I'm probably gonna end this for now. But I'll be back all day tomorrow. We're gonna keep these calls rolling. And yeah, stay tuned. Like, comment, subscribe, hit the bell so you know when we're going live. And yeah, cheers.